Hey family, we are here at Plant 149 and we're starting the gold standard audits. I wanted to do a couple little video sessions to give some idea of what we're going to be auditing and what we're going to be assessing. So let's just kind of turn the camera around and let's start picking this thing apart. So here is one of the lines as considered. So one thing I want us to consider is just every single thing, everything on the line. Does it tell you what to do? Does it control your standard? Does it communicate, right? So let's just look at the station right here. What are those? Drill bits, right? But are they needed here? If this scan gun, is there a home for the scan gun? What if the scan gun goes missing? How do you know it's missing, right? Where should it be so I'm the fastest? What type of paperwork should be here, right? Even up here, light standards. You got a quick little visual, that's decent, right? Can everybody that needs to see it? Or can only the person at the desk see it? Over here, you'll see some different stations. So here's an example. This is labeled with 1/4 inch by 20 by half. Is this the part number, right? Is this the part number? All these types of things are going to count as points against you, right? But every time you find a standard that is what it says it is, and it does tell you what to do, you get a plus point. And kind of what I'm thinking is we're gonna do a delta score of like, hey, everything that communicates without you having to talk, you get a plus point, right? So what is this for? Is this for a drink? Is this for a part? We need to evaluate all these components, right? Even here, this saw, which needs guarding, et cetera, but all the scrap coming out of the material is blowing all over your finished goods. Is that really a shine of element? If you're looking at the finished good levels, so let's just step back for a second. Okay, we've got the nice little visual up there, good standard. Let's look at the skids. We have a product right here. But how many skids is that finished good? Is that 1 of 1? Is that 1 of 2? Is that 1 of 3? Is that 1 of 4? Right? The indicator says right now that it's going through first inspection, but which skids are under inspection? Is it all 3 of these? Is there another one that's not complete? Those are questions I have walking through the line, right? And I'm looking around, I'm like, all right, how many boats have we produced? And I can't find anything, and even over here, it doesn't really clearly communicate how many we've produced. How many boats has this line built today? Right? How many bad parts have they built this month, this week? I can't tell, right? How many good parts have they built? How many pieces have they thrown away, right? These are all questions that visual management answers without having to talk. So the rule of thumb is if you have to talk, then you don't know the answer. So visually, what is that component? What does it go to, right? What part number is it? Am I even using the right part number when I'm looking at my bombs? Or this one, or that one? Should I have those parts on the table or not? Am I using them right now? Yes or no? If I look at my standards, where is my charger for this? Can I find it? I don't know. I can't find it, right? Maybe I'll dig over here. I've got a bunch of tools down here. These are all points. This is kind of how I'm looking at it. Oh, there is one here, but I can't see that from a distance. It's hidden on the table. Make it visual, make it present, right? Even all these electrical wires, these have a lot of tension on them. I'm looking for straight lines, straight electrical drops. I'm looking for carts perfectly presented. I want to know, should this cart be here, right? Or should it be over there? Should I have 1 cart, 2 carts, 3 carts, or as many as the next person can cram down my throat? Make it visual, make the entire process visual. Every single part. What is this component? Do I use this one, or do I use this one? Or do I use whichever one I can grab? That's a hard question, and I don't know that a lot of people can answer that unless you have that tribal knowledge. This one says it's been inspected, right? This one says LR. What is the instruction to this? These are some basics. The first thing we really got to focus on is getting the stuff out of the area we don't need, and really focusing on putting the stuff we do need in the area in the sequence that we need it. Another question I had is, what is the significance of the black table, the red table, the blue table? Do they mean something different, right? Which side of the table do they stand on? It's kind of hard to tell, but that's also because parts aren't presented to the station where they're standing. But all these things are great questions to ask as we go through the line and as we continue to challenge our processes. We've got about 6 weeks left, and I want us to take these into consideration. How do you visually communicate and answer questions when you ask the question without having to speak? That is what this is all about. And the biggest thing I want to say is, would you put your signature on this department, right? Would you call your parents and say, hey, look how much work I put into this? Would you call a $1 million manufacturer of yachts into this company and say, hey, we've got top of the line furniture and we'll provide for you? That is the pride moment. That is the sales pitch. That is the customer experience. Your process sells your capabilities, and your process communicates how well your standards are actually sustained. That's why this challenge is so important. So take it seriously. Any help? Let us know.